Okay, so when I first started going with my girlfriend, this was a couple of months ago, she found out I was an atheist, and my girlfriend, well, I am an atheist, and my girlfriend is Christian, and she grew up in a very fundamentalist Christian household, really only associated with other Christians growing up, and all that stuff. And the minute she found out I was an atheist, the first question she asked me, and I think this is a really common question that Christians ask atheists, she asked me, well, if you're an atheist, where do you get your morals? And, man, this is a really common question, and as an atheist, it doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm coming at it from the point of view of an atheist. I've heard Christians, it just seems like this is a very common thing for Christians, and maybe all religious people in general. I don't know, I mostly, interact with Christians of all the other religions, so that's why I'm mainly speaking about them. But it really seems that they have a really hard time wrapping their head around how someone can be moral or act in a just way to others if they don't have God or, Jesus in their life. And I've heard some different answers to this question, and I try to take a little bit of a different route when I answer. I've been asked this question several times, and I've tried different responses, and the one that I think really fits my view best and it works best as an answer is I get my morals from the exact same place that every other human being gets their morals from, and that is that we are born with an innate sense of empathy, and we learn really, really early on that since we're human creatures, we're born also with an innate sense of sociability. We want to relate, and we grew up in tribes from 50, we evolved in tribes from 50 to 150 people, and it was really important that we fit in and that we belonged to a tribe. So we learned really early on that if you treat someone like shit, and when I say treat someone like shit, I'm talking about when you act or when you treat someone in a way that is against their well-being or conflicting with their well-being, then chances are they are going to either A, end the relationship with you, or B, treat you the same way that you treated them. They will probably treat you like shit in return, and then end the relationship with you. So we learned this really early on, that if we want to be liked by others and have relationships with other people, because we're humans and we're social creatures, then we need to treat others the way that we want to be treated. And there's no God needed in that. This is something that we learn really early on. So my answer is that I don't believe that Christians do get their morals or morality or moral compass from the Bible like they say they do. I believe they get it the same way that I get my moral compass. I was born with it. And Christians will insist that they get the morality from the Bible, and this is a really easy thing to refute, because as everyone knows, or I'm assuming everyone, or mostly everyone knows by now, there is some really evil shit in the Bible. You look at the Old Testament, and you look at Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, you're gonna find some really, really terrible shit. Rape, genocide, human sacrifice, slavery, and this is mostly in the Old Testament. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bad shit in the New Testament also. But the most common response I get when I ask, well, if you get your morality from the Bible, how do you justify the fact that the Bible sanctions slavery and human sacrifice and all these other terrible things? And the response is always, well, that's in the Old Testament. This is before Jesus. And this is completely self-contradictory at this point, because now you're saying that you choose to believe some aspects of the Bible and you choose not to believe or leave open to interpretation to other aspects of the Bible. Well, isn't the whole reason that Christians insist that, everyone needs to get their morality from the Bible is because it offers an objective morality? How is it objective if you choose which ones you want to believe? This sounds like the very definition of subjective morality. So when someone asks me, where do I get my morality? First, I'll say that I get it the same place they do, but where do you get your morality? If you claim to get it from the Bible, how do you make the decision to Someone's throwing stuff over there. How do you make the decision to follow some aspects of the Bible and not the others? It seems to me like you're using your critical thinking and your morality that's innate in all of us as a human being. If that doesn't work, if you don't like that response, you could always go with the Penn response, which I think is awesome. It answers a little bit more of a specific question. When Penn says that he's asked now and then, if you don't believe in God, then what's to stop you from raping and killing everyone you meet or everyone you want? And Penn response is, I have raped everyone and killed everyone that I want. And the answer, or the amount of people that I've wanted to rape and kill is 0. Do you have a list? Do you have some list of people that you want to rape and kill, but God is stopping you, or the Bible is stopping you from doing that? Because if so, then you're a fucking sociopath. And that's a great response. It answers a little bit more of a specific question as to what's to stop you from raping and killing. But if we're talking about just a general moral compass that someone has, it's innate in all human beings. So you as a Christian, if you're watching this, how do you justify, if you really do get your morality from the Bible, then how is it justifiable? How does it make any sense that you pick and choose which ones you want to go with in the Bible, or which morality, or which traits you choose to adapt in your moral compass and which ones you choose not to? If you're cherry picking the Bible, it seems to me like you should just go for a secular morality system, like we all pretty much do in the first place. And if you find ways to sanction or justify slavery and human sacrifice and rape and all that great stuff in the Bible, then you're a fucking sociopath, and I have nothing to say to you. I think that's it. That's my answer.